official partner of the French Open.
The weather continues. Stunning day, and it could well be a stunning end to the day on centre court. Stefan Edberg in his last year, his last Roland Garros, up against Carlos Moya of Spain. Ranked 20, the most dangerous floater in the draw. Edberg started in a rush. 4 games in a row, including, of course, 2 breaks, but as you joined us, Moya just broke back. So it's 4-1. Capacity crowd here at the centre court, and it promises to be a really interesting end of the day. Moya, the only man to beat Muster on clay this year. He beat him in Munich, but he's never met Stefan Edberg, and he won't have met anybody like him on clay.
No, I can't imagine that he has played anybody quite like Edberg, because there's really not too many people who decide to serve and volley every ball, first and second serves, and has himself pretty decent ground strokes, Edberg. So something that we all looking forward to watching.
And Moya obviously took his time to fathom it out. We're just switching our attention to this match, but obviously Edberg whipping away with those 4 games in a row. Moya still really to work out the tactic, but starting to play well in that 5th game. Been talking to our Spanish colleagues who say that this guy's temperament is formidable. He's got something of the old Borg about him. They say he's very un-Spanish, very logical, intelligent, mature, and has star quality. Star quality in that rally from both players.
Yeah, I'm not sure that too many of the Spanish players would appreciate those words that you used about all the other Spanish players.
Now, unemotional was the key thing, Bob. Don't get me into trouble here.
Well, we know that this man has really a very, very good forehand. He likes to run around his backhand and just hit forehands all day, but backhand is not that strong, yet it's not a weakness by any stretch of the imagination. It's just that his forehand is so good, and his serve is very, very powerful. That one was a fault, but it was 196 kilometers an hour.
Yes, what the guys are saying is he never shows any emotion on court. He always looks at any match with a very positive attitude. But the key thing is that he never gets riled. It's a real analytical base about his game. And he's beginning to play pretty well.
Oh, it's a fine return of serve. Anytime you can return an Edberg serve and get it down low enough to force him to play a half volley, then you've done your job. Is the half volley not good enough?
Familiar sight, and he's going to have to make an awful lot of those.
Good kick serve. He knows his opponent has the better forehand, so kick serve is the safer one, because it really does get to the backhand.
Well, that was an easy overhead, even for someone who's as vulnerable overhead as Edberg is.
Watch how well he comes in. You see, he does the little split step right about the service line. So many people are doing it 1.5 meters behind the service line. Gets him very well behind his serve. That's been the whole basis of Edberg's game. Is he's decided many years ago he'd rather get good strong first serves in and get his nose over the net rather than try to serve aces all day.
Lucky. Looked to be a winning approach. Yes, strong volleying from Edberg again.
Moya's return to, or answer to the kick serve of Edberg, followed by the volley, would be, instead of standing so far back, he's going to have to take a chance or two and maybe step inside the baseline, take the ball on the rise. See, he's there about 1 meter or so behind the baseline. He does move forward. Perhaps he'd be better off if he began on the baseline.
Well, I gather the bookmakers at home in England were laying Edberg at 3-1 against for this match, and perhaps they'd be rethinking their odds right now.
For the perfect meal every time, all you need is a generous helping of Bordeaux. Just open, pour, and enjoy immediately. Pasta with a dash of Bordeaux.
The richness and savoir-faire of a region, the balance of a prestigious wine. Malzan Bordeaux, first in France.
Back live to the French Open from Roland Garros with Carrel Word Perfect Suite, an exceptionally intuitive processor.
Carlos Moya from Mallorca, serving to stay in the first set against Stefan Edberg after half an hour. Yes, he needed binoculars to see that one. Annette Edberg. The last year of having to watch, it can't be easy.
It's on clay, you know, all the players are used to the other guy coming up to the net occasionally. They're not used to having to come up with good passing shots all the time, and that's one of the advantages that Edberg has. He plays very different to everybody else. Oh yes.
And there's the forehand from the back of the court, which in bad times is a real negative for him, but increasingly this year it's starting to really pick up. Here is set point for Stefan Edberg after 32 minutes.
He steps into the ball, and that's the difference. Well, it's not great smash. Neither of them were great smashes, but fortunately he's able to put that one away.
Yes, that's the kind of pass he'll be looking for.
Moya. Watch how he gets through this ball. Gets into position very, very quickly. Drops the racket head and lifts it up to get the top spin. It's in.
Yep, that into our backhand, served him well. Moya totally perplexed with that. So here's a second set point.
It's not a classic forehand, but it works well for him.
Moya nowhere near the solidity we're used to from him. Such a solid player. And Edberg has given him a bit of a grilling in this opening set. 6-2. 34 minutes. And the temperature 27 degrees even now. 25 to 6 in the evening. Big test for the young man. He's got to take on the crowd as well as a legend. The crowd firmly behind Edberg in his last tournament here. His temperament is as strong as his compatriots say it is. He'll need all of it here. First double. Yes, you can see what he's trying to do, just not enough height.
If he's on the run to the backhand side, he doesn't have too many options. This time he has to take the left hand off the racket. So the only option he has is the lob. And he doesn't play it well enough.
Just too wide to get the control.
You can't serve kick serves all day to an opponent's weakness. You have to come to the forehand occasionally. That was a very brave serve though, because it's only 30-15.
He still really hasn't worked away past it.
It's such a good backhand. You see, it's a very short, compact swing, and that's the way it should be. Strong wrist, strong forearm. He's in.
Right on the line.
I know it suits Edberg to serve and volley all the time, but I'm wondering if he wouldn't be advised throughout his career, not just today, to have served and volleyed, you know, like 80% behind his first serves and maybe 50% behind his second.
Oh,
That's a great backhand volley, really. Because if you mix that up a little bit, it gets your opponent to guess, and he's got to now think, should I drop the return short? Should I get it long? Whereas right now, you know he's serving and volleying. He's doing it very, very well. That serve was long, surely.
no. Edberg's playing pretty well. Moya isn't. He's a lot better player than this, but he's a little flummoxed by what's going on the other side of the net. Edberg leads then by a set and 1-love in the second.
For the perfect meal every time, all you need is a generous helping of Bordeaux. Just open, pour, and enjoy immediately. Pasta with a dash of Bordeaux.
The new mobile phone from Ericsson has arrived. The GH388. Lighter and more powerful, with up to 80 hours standby or more than 4 hours talk time. Ericsson has already got over 27 million people in 74 countries talking every day. Ericsson GH388 keeps you in touch with the world longer.
The richness and savoir-faire of a region, the balance of a prestigious wine. Malzan Bordeaux, first in France.
Back live to Roland Garros with Peugeot, official partner of the French Open.
Real problems for the young Spaniard, Carlos Moya. Love won in sets and games.
See, shots like that you don't see very often. You don't see someone going up to the net all the time, although I still feel that Edberg would be better off occasionally staying back and then working his way to the net. But drop shots are so foreign to these players.
Massive kick on that. Took it above head high. Moya not serving well. His first double.
Take that. Looks a little bit confused, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Well, if he's got it, he'll work it out. If he doesn't work it out, he's in trouble. But as long as he realizes it afterwards, so he's learnt a good lesson.
2 break points for Edberg.
Just wide.
Moya has achieved so much this year. finalist in Munich where he beat Muster, semi-finalist in Barcelona, quarter-finalist Casablanca. But this is a big match for him to play a legend here on centre court in his first French Open. Still break point. Oh. The legend's doing okay.
And he's even got a double-handed backhand volley if he needs it.
And the crowd almost to a man behind him.
Well, very much so. Look how well he moves, stays loose on his feet, and he had to use the two hands there for that volley, but he did it very, very well. He's really got the crowd going right now.
Yes, confusion again. Edberg watched that ball so well to the baseline. Played. And a little mutter of acknowledgement from Edberg. Never slow to congratulate an opponent. Another reason why he'll be so sore. Finalist here in 1988, Edberg. '89 rather. Quarter-finalist in '91. He's not missing much.
A couple of weeks ago in Rome, we saw a lot of this, almost like it was the first time we'd seen it the whole year. He'd been missing a lot up until Rome. Seems to have gained his confidence as a result of good performances there.
Yeah, terrific win against Goran Ivanisevic. Beat him in straight sets before going out to Krajicek. Beat Ivanisevic 6-4, 6-2. At the moment, it looks just as emphatic against Carlos Moya. A set and 3-love.
Diadora, light your fire.
Discover the future of mobile media. The most advanced car navigation system from Alpine. Tomorrow begins here.
Back live to the French Open from Roland Garros with Carrel WordPerfect Suite, an exceptionally intuitive processor.
Carlos Moya from Parma. Hardly a hotbed in the tennis world. Just 19 years old, playing a man 11 years his senior, and a winner, of course, of 6 Grand Slam singles titles, 3 doubles titles, and $20 million worth of on-court prize money.
Not chicken feed, is it?
Love 3. On the line. Don't think he meant it to be quite that good a shot.
He'd probably feel a little bit better if he manages to win this game. But, he's got a long way to go, and feeling better is not quite good enough.
Well, he won the point, but he didn't look particularly good there. Very happy up at the net, but he wins his service game to love.
Now he has to just find a way to make a few decent returns, because once you start making some decent returns, you've always got a chance of breaking. That's a brilliant first serve. Not that quick, 175 kilometers an hour. It's right in the corner.
That's the first simple volley Edberg's missed.
Seems to be getting that serve in rather well. He's getting good speed, 180, that one, right in the corner. Loves to cut the ball out wide as well. Oh dear.
It's always been a vulnerable part of his game.
The thing that Stefan has to be very careful of is the fact that, you know, he has announced that this is his last year. No doubt he'd like to win a title. He'd love to win this one. But he wants to do well in every tournament. And there's always that danger that he wants to do so well that even for a man of his experience, he'll start rushing shots and start making errors. As we have seen a couple of times this year where he's gotten in front, he's won the first set, looks good, and then suddenly fallen apart. Like that.
Second double fault, and now a chance for the break back. He's been short on break points so far. And couldn't get the return when he needed it.
What Moya has to decide on the return of serves, am I going to try to hit a winning return of serve, or am I just going to make a good one? And okay, Edberg has a good volley, but maybe he'll miss a couple, maybe he'll give me a chance to play a passing shot. I think the latter is the better one for him until he gets the feel. Then he can go for winning return of serves.
Ooh. Yes. Centre line. What deceives the line judge is this swing that he has on him. And there was a chance, short second serve. Edberg floundering really, but gets away with murder. So more disappointment for Moya. Edberg a break up, but 4-1 up now in the second set.
For the perfect meal every time, all you need is a generous helping of Bordeaux. Just open, pour, and enjoy immediately. Pasta with a dash of Bordeaux.
If you want full Office Suite power at a word processor price, look no further than Corel WordPerfect Suite. Corel WordPerfect Suite includes an exceptionally intelligent word processor, an award-winning spreadsheet, amazing presentation graphics, plus business graphics and utilities, hundreds of fonts and thousands of clip art images. Corel WordPerfect Suite delivers Office Suite power at a word processor price.
The richness and savoir-faire of a region, the balance of a prestigious wine. Malzahn Bordeaux, first in France.
Back live to Roland Garros with Peugeot, official partner of the French Open.
Moya, after 54 minutes, no nearer solving the solution of how to deal with the oncoming Stefan Edberg. Set and 4-1.
Started his slide a little bit too early, Edberg, and as a result didn't get the power into the volley that he was looking for. Not that he was looking for a lot, because he's playing more of an angle volley.
Looking spectacular if it had come off. So a chance for another love game on Moya's service. So half the problem seems to be getting sorted, but how do you break Stefan Edberg?
Well, it's a good question. We can take a cool calculating guess up here, but that much more difficult down there. One has to remember that Moya is only 19 and fairly new on the circuit. Doesn't have a lot of experience. He's a good player and he's done very well. Does expect him to work it out before the match is over, but if he doesn't, one could easily forgive him.
It's a cracking second serve. Desperately searching for a mark. Yes, he moved up in the ranking, only came on the scene in 94, moved up from 346 to 63 in 95. Massive leap, and he's moved up from 63 into the top 20 already this year. Formidable riser. No one doubts he'll be a top 10 player. May not be this year, unless he does something here to upset the momentum. Whoa.
Bit lucky, but whether you need the luck or not, you always take it and always grateful for it. But, he knows full well that not only was he lucky in the volley, but he was lucky to get out of the point in the first place.
So Edberg counters a service game to love with one of his own and leads 5-2.
Fire. Pressure. Heat. Elements which came together at the birth of the new Rado Diastar Ceramica. A thing of beauty, with case and bracelet entirely made of scratch-proof high-tech ceramics. Rado Ceramica, unmistakable, scratch-proof, unique.
Live to the French Open from Roland Garros with Carrel WordPerfect Suite, an exceptionally intuitive processor.
2-5. Moya serving to stay in this second set. Edberg, of course, used to the big occasion, so used to it, but Moya playing in front of the biggest crowd of his life. And in the biggest occasion of his life.
He decides to come up to the net, and that's what's gotten him to this stage, but it was fine forehand the first one, and then easily passed on the backhand, on the forehand.
First serve only 131 Ks. Solid bit of luck for Edberg. And he's 2 points away from the set. Oh, well played, Stefan. Terrific rally for him. And it gives him set point.
Comes in again, another classic backhand volley. Comes back to the center of the court. And he says, come on now, get this point, get the set.
Oh, well done. He realized late that he had to play it, and didn't he play it well? Edberg would have been proud of that.
I didn't quite understand what Edberg was doing going up to the net. He didn't really play an approach shot. Suddenly he tried to take the net away from his opponent. Paid dearly for it.
Again, the tactic flummoxes the Spaniard, and Edberg has a second set point. No. a second double, and it's taken Edberg just 2 minutes over the hour to go 2 sets up. 6-2, 6-2. Signs that Moya is getting more into it, but then the errors, and then the double faults. And now there's very little time.
Well, you could give yourself lots of time if you just decided to say, well, now we're starting the match, but I've got to win in straight sets. That's a good beginning. Getting the return down low, and the volley is just not good enough. It had to have been at least another meter deeper. Doesn't punish it enough, but he gets punished with a backhand pass down the lane.
Is any news of the Australians I was telling you about? Well, one of them in deep trouble, Jason Stoltenberg, 2 sets down and 5-3 down to Marcelo Rios from Chile. The other one's doing pretty well. Richard Fromberg dropped the first set to Michael Chang, 6-4, won the second 6-3, and from a breakdown he's gone to 5-all in the third against Chang. That's on court too. We'll keep you up to date with that one. Yes. Just enough to get something onto it.
He opens up the court so well, Edberg, when he hits that backhand volley as well as he's doing so far in the match. Really very little that Moya can do. You see there he's scrambling after the backhand volley.
A little unlucky. Miss hit from Stefan. He's had his share of luck, but then the gods are probably on his side, and why wouldn't they be? Cracking serve. Love 30, there looked to be a window of opportunity. Now it looks pretty bleak outside. Yes. It's really heartening to see Stefan play as well as this. Moya can hardly look. 2 sets down and 1 love down. This is a really formidable performance from Stefan Edberg if you look at what Moya has achieved so far this year. Beat Muster in Munich, took a set off him in Barcelona. In Barcelona as well, beat Rossi and Beresitegi and Alberto Costa. Unbelievable run he's had, but here in a Grand Slam against such a formidable figure, he's not showing to his best. Wonderful shot.
See, that doesn't help, you know. You're struggling to work out a tactic because you're not playing well and your opponent's playing well, and then he keeps coming up with winners. And it puts even more pressure on you that you've got to keep doing something good. Goran Ivanisovic's dad.
Well, it's an occasion when Edberg misses a shot like that.
Big point right here.
Oh! Well, this hasn't been a great game for either of them, but it would be a particularly bad one for Moya if he loses this point. Break point for 2-love. Yes. Edberg loved it. And he's cleaning up here.
He makes the mistake of dropping a ball short, and you know that when you do that, Edberg's coming into the net, and he comes in exceedingly well, punishes that forehand volley.
Certainly the winner of this match will play the winner of the Fromberg-Chang match out on court 2. Chang leads that 6-5, third set, 1 set each.
A little bit ironic, wouldn't it, if he wins here, Edberg, and Chang wins there, and they meet each other, and because Chang is the guy that beat him in the final so many years ago, at least it seems so many years ago. That is Moya's coach there. He doesn't understand what's going on. Manolo Centeno in the red shirt.
Yes, return of serve is one of the key problems. He's got so many problems, but his return, if you focus on his own game, his return is letting him down.
Yes.
And then there's Edberg. He's like a rat. 3-love. He's won 5 games in a row now. And he does look unstoppable right now. Moya, a rather forlorn figure. It's 2 sets and 3-love to Stefan Edberg.
Live to the French Open from Roland Garros with Corel WordPerfect Suite, an exceptionally intuitive processor.
Another amazing statistic, and they're pretty amazing, those statistics there, is that the temperature is 30 degrees centigrade. Here we are, it's 6:15 in the evening. It's a measure of how hot it is. Love 3, third set. He's 2 sets down, Moya.
This is where, you know, coaching is so good, and, you know, Davis Cup would be fantastic for Moya. If this was a Davis Cup match, I'm sure he would not be in the same situation.
He can't do a thing right now. It seems to be, every passing shot seems to be glued to Edberg's racket. Return is poor, but let's take nothing away from how well Edberg's played. At last.
No, it looks like he's going to change his racket.
It's ironic, isn't it? Just about the best shot he's played, and he breaks the string.
Well, he's been a little bit naughty there because he picked out the racket that he wanted and then he toweled his hand down. Took a little bit too much time. It's hard to be critical because he's got to try to get his composure and get his thought processes going.
Oh,
he was there.
Yes. And how often does he miss shots like that? Again, he reads Moya so well, but maybe slipped on that second slide.
Perhaps he overran it a little bit. Nothing's working.
No. Break point now for a double break insurance, and he's very nearly home if he gets this one.
It's a good backhand. Good backhand from Moya. Got a feeling in my little toe that Edberg needs that second break. The one shot that he has, and we've seen it earlier in the year, is he has a fine lob off both the backhand and the forehand, and he tacking lob, the top spin, and Edberg is vulnerable to that, the way he's coming into the net.
Break point again. Oh, and that radar sending it to Edberg's racket, still working.
It's all very well to have hit it in the direction of where Edberg was going, but he needed to have played a better smash anyway. It wasn't such a good one.
No, he's just not comfortable there. And here's a third break point for Edberg.
He handles this shot very, very well. He gets a little bit of topspin, gets the ball to skim over the net, so it's never going to be an easy volley for Moya. Ready for it.
He's there. Four love now. Edberg's won 6 games in a row. And he's scurrying around like a spring chicken. Not like one of the oldest guys in the tournament. It's just one of those days, and as you say, Bob, the one thing hopefully he'll gain from it is experience, perhaps knowledge.
Well, if he gains the experience, then, I mean, as terrible as today is, you can use it to your advantage.
Incidentally, news of the Aussies. Jason Stoltenberg has gone out in straight sets to Marcelo Rios, 6-3 the third set. And Richard Fromberg has dropped the third set on the tiebreak to Michael Chang. 7 points to 5. 2 sets to 1, Chang leads. The winner plays, presumably, Stefan. It's not over yet.
What a marvellous pick-up on the backhand volley. Marvellous.
I mean, Moya hit him with just about his best shot of the match. And it lost him the point.
Look at that. And he only gets to the service line. So good that was the return. He's able to get the ball very, very deep and then put the forehand volley away. Even the camera can't keep up with him.
The crowd really rising to Edberg after that rally. Such a popular figure. Oh. That was almost the first moment in his career he's been unstylish, but he still wins the point.
If he's not careful, he's going to run into the net so quickly. He'd be playing the volleys before they pass the net. He nearly did there.
Five love. And Moya really wants to hide, I think. What a dreadful experience it's been for him. But you'll hear an awful lot more of Carlos Moya. A tremendous talent, but as yet still to learn how to beat the big men on the big day.
I agree with you. I think the fact that he's only 19, it's a terrible experience what he's going through now, but it's a good experience if you use it the right way. Talking yesterday to Andres Gemino, the great Spanish player, he's exceedingly high on this man. And the fact that Manolo Santana is sitting there supporting him as well, not that he's doing much good with his support, also suggests that he also is fully supportive of this young man and very high on him. It's just a pity that he's going through this experience, but to be quite honest, if he's going to do it, it's better to do it now than a couple of years' time when we look forward to him being a great player and having a terrible day. I'd rather do it now. So here he is trying to stay in the match.
It's been an awful tournament so far for the Spaniards. They're not helping by beating each other. Francisco Clavet beating Alberto Costa, who they thought would go a long way. Alex Correia losing out to Mantilla. But even today, they've gone out.
Oh, yes.
Take that. Bruguera going out yesterday to Sampras.
That was a good match, that.
Oh.
Good match. Gee, didn't Pete play well?
He's not going to win the match, but it would be nice if he can go out with a little bit of dignity restored. Suddenly cracks in a serve. 20 k's faster than anything else. 189. No. Edberg's read his thoughts before he's even thought of them.
Double drop shot, return a serve. A lot of underspin, but not a very good shot. Moya trying to disguise where he's going to go. Doesn't do a very good job, and then he can't throw the racket in the right direction, so the racket could hit the ball.
Edberg closing in on a whitewash set.
He's doing the right thing, Edberg. He's not giving his opponent anything. If he can win this set 6 love, he will. There's plenty of time in the dressing room afterwards to feel sorry for your opponent. Oh, well played.
Yes. Thought a shot there might have been long. He looks down, but then he's been looking down for most of the match. Well played. Sympathetic applause. But now Edberg serves for the match. He's been unbroken so far. But at least Moya has stopped a run of 7 games in a row against him. Glides across the net.
Good serve. Look, he's 1.5 meters, 2 meters in past the service line when he hits that first volley. It's very, very difficult to not be losing when your opponent's doing that.
For once the luck goes against Edberg, but it's been with him when he needed it. Not that he needed it much. So after an hour and 28 minutes, 2 match points to end a nigh on perfect performance.
Oh dear. Almost rushed that second serve, didn't he?
So double. Match point number 2.
a great return. Absolutely a superb return of serve. Really shortened the backswing and got right through the ball. You can see he's not judging the ball that well, because that was going to go. That's it.
Nope. A terrific performance against one of the clay court players of 1996. And Edberg cleaned him up. 6-2, 6-2, 6-1, an hour and a half, and that's what they think of him. This final year threatened to be a rather sad one. He wasn't picking up many victories, but now all of a sudden, since Rome, he's beginning to look the business.
And I looked over into the players section, and there's Manolis Santana applauding very strongly. He appreciates what Edberg has shown us today.
It was a wonderful day. You know, Stefan, at 30 years old, we've rarely seen you play so well on clay. No, that's true, but I've been playing a lot of clay this year. I've been playing a lot of tournaments, and I've been feeling better for each week.